Alright, what's going on, everyone? So today we're gonna install the Flyin Miata fuel pump rewire kit. First step we're gonna do is we're going to disconnect the battery, and we're gonna take the front seat out. Alright, so we got the front seat out. Just mind the mess here. I know it's a little messy. We got the battery disconnected as well. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this back carpet piece out. There should be clips if your car totally has all the clips here along this end, and then some in the back as well. I ended up just I broke most of the clips, so I had to replace them, but you just want to take these out. It's pretty easy, and then I'll show you the next step. Forgot to mention too, it's going to be a little hard to see if you have a soft top on your car, but right back here behind the seatbelt there's these pieces. It's literally just a Phillips head screwdriver. Just take those out, and then the carpet should come right out. All right, next step here. So we're almost at the wiring part. You're gonna have some clips holding this back carpet up as well. So you just remove the 1, 2, 3, 4. These will peel down. And then your next step, you want to remove this giant access panel that goes across here. There's a whole bunch of these, I believe 10mm bolts. And then you're gonna have the access panel on top of the fuel pump assembly. That's going to be just these, 6 Phillips head bolts. So I'm just going to remove all those. Alright, so now that you have both access panels removed, you're going to want to disconnect this connector here on top of the fuel pump assembly. What you're going to do is you're going to push your thumb on this piece here and pull it out. Just like that. And then on this connector over here, this is at least for the NB. It's definitely going to be different for the NA. I'm not sure how, but it's most likely going to be different. You're going to take your thumb or finger and pull up on this tab while you pull this off, and that will come right off. Now you can remove the grommet. It literally just sits into this hole, and then you can pull this whole assembly through, just like this. And now we have some room to splice some wires onto this connector. All right, next you're gonna wanna remove this orange piece inside here. This is the connector that connected over here. This is the main connector you're gonna be working with. You're not gonna touch the other one. I just snaked it through the hole just for access. So just remove that. They say you could take needle nose pliers. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a screwdriver from the backside here and just push it out. All right, the next step, you're gonna wanna start from probably the grommet here. You might be able to get it from the other side, but you want to take the tape off of these wires here. You're gonna retape it, so hopefully you have some electric tape handy to retape it. Okay, so I removed all the electric tape. You can see all the scraps back here. I pulled back the sheath here. This was originally up like this. I just pulled it back. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take this red and blue wire here, red with a blue stripe, and you'll see it's on this corner, right? So we're going to follow it, and so you'll see it's this right here, top corner. Obviously double check, make sure, and what you'll do is you will put a small screwdriver or a pin remover tool right up against that silver piece in that plug that we want to remove, and there's a little piece of plastic that you'll pull back, and then you'll pull the wire out from the back side here. All right, so we got the wire removed from the back. Definitely want to reference the picture on the instructions on Flyin Miata's website, the track speed instructions, but basically actually you might be able to even see down here. You can see that little plastic piece right back here. Basically what that does is that sticks out and it holds into right here where my nail is. What you're going to want to do is you want to put the screwdriver right in between this flat metal piece and the plastic that holds it, and you'll just kind of pull up a little bit on the screwdriver. It'll release the pin and you just want to pull the wire out from the back. But be delicate, you don't want to break this. These cars are old, the plastic's getting brittle, you know, you just want to be very careful. So, all right, the next step you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find that wire that you did just remove from the back of the this plug here. You're going to pull it back through the grommet, right? So back out right here, and then in its place you're going to push the red wire with the same connector as this. You're going to push that right back through and put it through this piece here, and then you're going to plug it right back into the same spot that you pulled the old one out of. All right, a little side note, when you want to install this new wire, just make sure you put it in the right way, or else it's not going to click into place. Be sure to take a look at the other connectors. You can see the flat part is in the bottom piece there, and then the more rounded piece of metal, aka this side, goes towards the top. So when I put this in, it's going to go this way, just like this, into the connector. So the shape, and it'll go like that. Okay, next step, what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. We're going to remove another pin from this connector, but it's going to be the one directly below the one that we just did. So take notice of the shape of this this plug here. The one we just replaced is this top left corner one. When looking at it like this, we're going to do the bottom left now. So same steps, you just put that little screwdriver in there, push the plug piece back that holds the little connector into place, and then pull it out from the back. Just thought I'd show you exactly how to remove this. So take the screwdriver, just place this as far back as it goes, lift up just a little bit, and just like that, your pin will come right out. Okay, so at this point, you should have pulled both the black wire and the red and blue wire outside of the grommet, which is going to be like in the cabin when this is back in. Next step you want to do is you're going to want to tape this all back together. Start from the grommet here, work your way up, make sure it's sealed nicely, and push this, as I call it, sheath in the instructions. Make sure that's like up flush as best as you can to the connector. This stuff is kind of exposed a little bit. It is on top of the tank, but like it's not inside the car, so it's not super safe. So you definitely want to wrap it up, and yeah. All right, so this is the fun part of the installation, is kind of getting creative here and mounting up this new relay somewhere. So there was actually a hole already factory drilled there. I had an extra bolt laying around, and as you can see, I kind of just put it through with the bolt here. I actually made a little mistake too. When you were doing this ground, you actually could leave that bolt off, because we still have one more ground wire coming from this relay. What we're going to do is we're going to snake this up in a neat position, and we're going to put it onto that same spot, and then we're going to put that bolt back in. Okay, so as you can see here, we got the other ground wire. So we have both ground wires, the one from that plug and then the one from the relay here, these two black wires. I snaked them just under the little trunk cable releases here, and I have them all wired to the ground post here, and this is all tightened down, so it's good. This is tightened down on the body here, so it's not going to move or go anywhere, and it's kind of accessible to service if I ever need to. Probably won't. Knock on Miata fuel tank. So next thing what we're going to do is we're going to just tape this ground off. I'm not sure if you should or not, but like we're not using it, so we're just going to tape it off, make sure it's not touching anything, and probably just tape it to this piece here so everything's all nice and neat. And then you're going to clip the end of this old wire, the red with the blue stripe, off, and you're going to crimp it to this blue wire on the relay, and this is going to trip the relay to make it work. So yeah. All right, cool. So let me see here. So we got this blue wire attached to the red wire with the blue line. I just did a butt connector, and then I just wrapped tape around it. This ground wire over here. It's a little tucked away, but I just put the old connector off of this wire. I just taped it to it, so it's like there. Just in case if anyone ever wants to put it back, if I ever sell this car. Never gonna sell this car, but anyway. Yeah, it's all taped up here. And then we have our long power wire. I had it zip tied along here, nice and neat. I'll show you back in the trunk of how I installed that back there as well. All right, so basically what I did was I continued the wire back here. I put it through this little kind of box piece here that just holds the wires, and I slipped it through the inside, or outside actually, of my roll bar, and I just kind of looped all the loose end here. Maybe one more zip tie here and just push this piece up. And yeah, so I put a zip tie around here, and I zip tied our fuse right here, so nice and sturdy there. Should be good. And then the lead that goes to the battery, I ran underneath and I tucked it through this rubber boot, and I put it right here. It's very hard to see because it's so cleanly installed, but I took that bolt off and the nut, and I just put it on there, and that's about it. So yeah, we're ready for a first start. See how it starts. All right, so let's give this a test here. Put our key in here, clutch in, and the car starts right up. There we go. So that's how you install the Flyin Miata fuel pump relocator. And yeah, any questions, leave it in the comments. Hope this clears everything.